Hey, Matan. Real quick, I want to thank everybody and say that I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi, Bill Clinton. Thank you, everybody.
All right, and welcome back to the podcast, everyone. And today, Jack is back. Everyone's favorite guest / repeat host.
Hello, thank you for having me, boys.
Jack, what do you want to talk about today?
We were gonna talk about we recently gone fishing, right?
Yeah,
right,
the boys gone fishing on this special episode.
Yeah, we caught a 500-pound sea monster.
It was crazy. It was
the
wild.
And we turned it into 6 crab sticks.
No, we actually turned into 3, 6.
We got 15.
15 crab sticks. It had an extra leg.
It had a third leg.
It had a 15th leg in between the other 14.
It was a big crab.
It's a pretty big sea monster. Very good.
Yeah, this is definitely a crustacean themed episode. I think after dinner, it was a very crustacean dinner.
Dude, I was so bloated.
Shut up.
Well, it was.
No, you're not. You're not
I couldn't
bloated, Jack.
speak. I'm not bloated anymore.
He was left speechless from the crab.
And the lobster bisque.
Lobster bisque is also good. AJ, you're not really chiming in, bud.
Yeah, I have to admit, the lobster bisque, I enjoyed that. But I also just like that as a soup in general, so.
It's definitely an S tier soup. It's right up there with clam chowder.
Clam chowder's really good. What kind of clam chowder do you like?
The white one.
No, New England or Boston style?
The New England one. It's New England and Manhattan.
Manhattan, I'm sorry.
I don't like the Manhattan that much. It's too watery for me. I like the New England because it's a nice thick broth.
Well, for me,
it's very clammy with the taters in there and stuff.
Right. For me, it was just I like the Manhattan more, also because it was the first clam chowder I had.
Oh, he's a Manhattan man. That's a little unusual. My grandma's a big fan of the Manhattan chowder.
I'm gonna be honest, boys. I don't think I've ever had clam chowder.
You've never had clam chowder?
I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever. Maybe once, but it would have been so many years ago that I've just completely forgotten.
All right, then we'll invite him to the seafood cookout we're having too with
the
Peggy.
Seafood feast. Oh yeah, with Peg.
And we'll do a seafood feast. We'll do a starter course with some clam chowder, and then we'll do different fishes and stuff like that.
I'll go down.
I still think my favorite seafood memory is this like oyster event that happened at one of your family friends' house you completely had forgotten about, which I thought was hilarious.
I completely had forgotten about that.
Remember it was like the oyster thing? In like
it never happened.
It did happen. You just forgot.
AJ, I asked my mom, and it didn't happen. The memory you have is completely fabricated.
Nah, you're making it up. You're trying to gaslight
Nobody that I have talked to remembers that.
Trying to
except
gaslight
you.
me.
You're the only. He's the only one that remembers the oyster cookout.
Maybe it wasn't oysters. Might have been clams.
You might have come to the clam bake.
Might have been that.
The clam bake at my uncle's house. You might have come to that, but there was no oyster feast in my friend's backyard.
Oysters, clams, same thing.
Have you had oyster before, AJ?
Yes, I have.
I see he's not a seafood aficionado like I am. He doesn't know the difference.
Not like us.
Do you know what mussels are?
Yes.
Do you like them?
All right.
I've never had mussels.
I actually, you know what? I had those really good
I
in Boston. Went to this Sicilian like seafood place, and I had mussels and then like the full like lobster dish. It was so good.
You ever have a lobster?
Insane.
You ever have a lobster roll?
I don't. Maybe.
Dude, if you were in Boston, you have to have had one.
I don't know. No, this was like fresh lobster. I had to like crack it open. It was so good.
That's a good way to eat it, dude. Lobster rolls, though, those are the move. Those are one of the best seafood items I've ever had.
Listen, boys, I had the best lobster roll. When I was looking at colleges, I stopped at one and stopped for something to eat in Seneca Falls. I know it's like weird because it's New York.
Really?
And it's not. Yeah, it's weird because it's like New York, and man, I forget what the restaurant's called. But I had the best lobster roll. The bun
was it Joe's
toasted.
Crab Shack?
No, it was not Joe's Crab Shack. It was like an actual like restaurant.
Huh.
And
that's really interesting.
They had it was like a garlic butter. They had it poured down like the middle of the roll, and it's soaked in.
Oh my god,
so
dude!
good.
When they pour the garlic butter on there, that's the best part.
Was it Long John Silver's?
It was not Long John Silver's.
Are you sure it wasn't Long John Silver's?
He goes, it's a real sit-down restaurant. Yeah, just like Long John Silver's.
The best seafood restaurant.
Truly. No, but honestly, when I was in the Outer Banks over the summer, this is, again, that's the best place to get seafood around the ocean. There was like this, it was called Jimmy's. It was an all-you-can-eat buffet. It was like $55, but you would make up that money with just the crab legs because they had all these king crab. And the best thing they had there was they had lobster mac and cheese, but it was Alfredo lobster mac and cheese.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It was the greatest mac and cheese I've ever had.
Yeah, I don't know though. Boston's a good spot for seafood, man.
Boston's
Boston's right on the ocean, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Cape Cod.
never been to Cape Cod, but I've been to Boston.
No, but it's that little Cape. It's
Yeah, I know.
All there is seafood restaurants.
Yeah, again, that's the place to get seafood, not where we live.
That's
Not
true.
where we live.
Not on the
Not,
ocean.
not where we live. We do not live
Not
on the
by-
ocean.
one of the
Did you
Great
know that in
Lakes.
some parts of Massachusetts and Maine? Nah, I hope the viewers fact check me here, but I could have sworn that I saw lobster rolls at McDonald's.
I had one.
Though there's
You
still
had one?
I had one.
there's still 2 locations in this country, 2 McDonald's locations that serve pizza. So
That's
That's
wild.
pretty cool. There's a blue McDonald's too.
A blue one?
Yeah, the golden arches are teal in Arizona because they said the yellow didn't go with it with the architecture style, so it's teal. It's the only one in the country.
No way.
Yeah, there's still a Blockbuster out there too.
no, not in Arizona.
Not in Arizona.
Not in
That's
Arizona. It's in Washington.
Washington. Yep.
I think it closed though, didn't it?
No,
There's
you
no
can
way it
rent it out
closed.
and stay there overnight. It's more like it's not. It's never gonna close because it's just a novelty now.
There used to be like one in Alaska too, but that one might be on. Oh, it's in Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. What did I say? Washington.
Yeah, they're
Sorry,
like the
must-
same though. No,
Must have been thinking of the Washington.
sorry to anyone who lives in those 2 states, but they're the same.
Wow.
Just combine them into one.
Wow. Literally, your state exists because of the Oregon Trail video game. How sad.
That was a great
That is-
game. Listen, before
I'm
Red
shedding a
Dead-
tear for you right now.
What'd you just say?
I said I'm shedding a tear for them right now.
Rip. The world's smallest violin.
Smells violent.
Anyways, Brendan, you remember Oregon Trail?
Yeah, I remember playing it in the computer lab when we were in like 6th grade. It was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That's where everyone played it.
Yeah, it's the only place that it was.
No,
worth
seriously,
playing.
that was before getting like the what I considered like before I got like my PS3 and like the Xbox and all that stuff. That was the Wild West game to play.
That is true.
I'm looking at the blue McDonald's right now, and it looks so unsettling.
I think it
just
looks
doesn't-
cool.
It looks cool, but it just doesn't look right. It looks like a knockoff this one to make for like a movie or something.
Nah, no, it looks like the highest class McDonald's in the country. That's what it looks like.
It definitely looks
It's like this
it's-
looks like one that you would sit in and eat at.
It definitely looks like it's in Arizona though.
When was the last time you guys ate at McDonald's?
Like
Dang.
at McDonald's?
Yeah,
Probably
like inside.
2 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes I do that. Well, when I'm like in between like my classes, I'll just like go and like eat in the McDonald's because it's dirt cheap.
I don't ever be eating inside
I
McDonald's.
don't do it by myself though. I did it with my friend though.
I guess that makes sense.
I would never do that by myself.
Oh yeah, never. I remember I told you every Thursday I go in to get what is it at the
the
McDonald's.
McFrappe.
Oh no, I go get my mocha or my frap at McDonald's in the morning. And I go there and there's always the same 4 dudes just always hanging out there. And it's just like I always go there and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. They have a of all the days, a Thursday.
Hey, what can I say? They party on Thursdays. That's pretty cool.
Dude,
We're
Thursdays be
partying-
going crazy now.
We're partying on a Thursday right now. Thursday is the new Friday, honestly.
I agree.
real.
Also, hot take: McDonald's kind of overrated.
McDonald's
Honestly.
is super overrated.
Super overrated.
McDonald's was cool in the 2000s.
Like, here's the thing: I'm not like
It was the
sometimes.
Happy Meals and their toys.
Sometimes I am feeling McDonald's, but it's not that often.
Bro, I'm feeling McDonald's like once in a while.
Exactly. Like I can go grab a biggie bag like anytime.
That's true.
That's always a great deal, and I always like it. But McDonald's, like, maybe.
Their nuggets are kind of mid.
Dude, honestly, I like the Wendy's spicy nuggets. Specifically, the spicy one's better.
Dude, Wendy's has such like their nuggets are better, but their fries, oh my god, they're so much better than McDonald's.
Wendy's is way too expensive.
That's why I only get the biggie. No, if you go to Wendy's for the combos, you're doing Wendy's wrong. You get the biggie bag.
the biggie bag, or what's the 2 for $4?
The
Like,
4
you get
for 4 is gone.
The 4 for $4.
It's still
is
there, but
gone?
all the good items are now in the biggie bag. But it's literally 60 cents more. Just get the biggie bag.
Yeah, right. Wendy's is mad expensive. Or I
Dude,
remember
a Baconator combo now is like $18.49.
You know, I saw that with the same thing with the new, like, there's the new Burger King, like, it's like some
the chicken
specialty.
sandwich.
Yeah, it's a new specialty chicken sandwich. And it's literally like $17. I'm like, bro, I'm not getting that.
Yeah, I'm not going to
I'm
Burger
getting the
King.
2 for $6.
Bro, if I'm spending $17, I'm going to get real food.
Yeah, I'll go to an actual restaurant. Dude, I could get like a full Moe's bowl for less than that. For $10.
Or Weggers.
Yeah, I can go to Wegmans and get like a get like one thing of mac and cheese.
dude,
Nah, it's only $11, bro.
Oh, it's only 11. My bad. I can get 1.5.
Basically free. It's free
Basically
if you
free.
steal it.
no, I think it's $12 now. I know the big family packs. Like,
They keep going up every
keep going
every 6
up.
months. It goes up 50 cents.
It goes up more than that. You see the rotisserie chickens?
This is our Wegmans hate mail now.
It's like the Costco rotisserie chicken and hot dog thing, where they never go above like $5 or like $1 for the hot dogs or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, they'll always take a hit on it.
Yeah, they're
'cause
taking a loss on it. But if you go there to get, no one's going there just for that, so they always buy something else.
That's
Right.
true. Yeah, I've never been. Well, I go to BJ's, but I've never been inside there once.
Well,
and
is there even a
only-
Costco? Oh, no, there is one around here.
There is.
There's one.
There's one. It's in it's by what's it called?
By that one place, yeah, I agree.
By that one place. Actually, we're gonna. How about Jack? How about you say your address next?
Yeah, can you read your address out to us?
But
Until the ops to pull up when you get home.
That's just not happening.
But since we live in the Northeast, there's BJ's is the major because there's not really
Wholesaler.
that many. There's not really that many Sam's Clubs around here either. There used to be one, but it shut down.
Yeah, I don't think Sam's Club is really around anymore.
It is. It's just not where we here. Just not here.
No, it's more. I think it's farther south now is where the Sam's Club is really taken off.
Because I noticed it's really weird because I saw it was a Walmart gas station. I was like, why is there a Walmart gas station? I'm like, but it was right next to where the old Sam's Club was, which it's all Walmart technically, but they didn't want to get rid of the gas station, so they just converted it to Walmart instead of Sam's Club, which is weird.
Gotta keep making the money on gas.
Does Walmart do they do gas stations
Sam's Club?
No, because it's Walmart owns Sam's Club, the gas stations are all part of that.
They're all part of that, but is it a part of Walmart?
Well,
Yes.
it is now because the Sam's Club shut down, but they didn't shut down the gas stations. They just converted it so it just says Walmart on it. And
nice.
cheapest gas in town, baby.
At the Walmart one? Really?
It's the same as the BJ's. Both the BJ's and the Walmart have the same exact price, which are lower than everywhere else.
Not bad.
BJ's does have good gas prices.
Well, it's because you have to buy a membership.
Yeah, it's because you
Yeah,
have
you
to
do
pay.
have to buy
The
them.
Walmart one you
It's
don't.
expensive.
The Walmart one you don't. So technically, that's a better deal if you don't have a BJ's membership.
Sure, Walmart really does come in clutch. Listen, they have some good stuff there.
Well, it's dirt cheap. I mean, it's gonna be a terrible
but it's good
experience in the
stuff.
store, but it's dirt cheap, so you can't really complain.
I don't know. The last few times we've been to Walmart has been a terrible experience.
Well, it's not terrible. It's just funny.
Listen,
Yeah, Walmart's fun. Walmart's not bad.
I would never go there to shop seriously, but I think it's funny to be in there.
No, if you want a bad customer experience, go into Big Lots or something.
go to Big Lots.
Not Big Lots.
Yeah, Dollar Store's got cool employees though. I'll give them that. Dollar Store, all the
Dollar Store
employees
does
on that
have
are pretty
good
cool.
employees. I mean,
Their employees all chill as hell.
No,
bro.
let's rephrase this. Dollar Tree has good employees.
it's the Dollar Tree, not the Dollar General.
The Dollar General is not a dollar store.
I'm not well versed in the Dollar General employees.
Dollar
I don't go
General
there
is
often.
anything from $1 to $20.
I don't go to BJ's very often, or
Seriously.
I don't go to Big Lots very often either. But every time I've been there, it has been an unpleasant customer experience. So
BJ's is fine. It's
no big. I'm talking about Big Lots.
Big Lots is a whole
BJ's
different.
is fine. BJ's is empty, except one time I got hassled by AT&T guys for 2.5 hours. They just kept trying to talk me into buying their unlimited plan. And I was like, I don't even pay for the data, bro. I'm on my dad's plan. They're like, oh, call him. And I was like, okay. And I called him, and I was like, hey, Dad.
How old were you?
I don't know. I was 16 or 17.
Oh damn! Yeah, they're just taking advantage of children.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, Dad,
terrible.
can you tell these guys no, please, for me? Can you just tell them
Hassling
no?
children in the
It's
BJ's.
I was like, I don't want to just walk away, but they just won't stop talking to me. And then finally, he's like, yeah, you're basically offering me the same thing that I already pay. So they finally left us alone. Yeah, I just don't like being haggled by those salesmen. I don't think it's very fun.
Right. I think you guys wanted to talk a little bit about Modern Warfare though, and that recent release. They came out with a Warzone recently.
Yeah.
I haven't played Warzone. I've only played the regular game.
I don't intend to touch Warzone. The game is packed full of microtransactions, and it still doesn't work correctly.
Apparently, the Warzone, when they dropped it, it was had a ton of issues.
There's still a
ton.
ton of issues in the multiplayer too.
There's what is it called? The sliding thing that they do. I saw it on
Are you talking about the dolphin dive thing where they fly?
yes, basically.
I've seen that, but I haven't done it.
Well, there was
Was
a
it-
thing where people were hanging off the walls too.
People are really taking advantage of the glitches in that game.
Yeah, because they won't finish their game.
The game is not. I mean,
Dude, the game. How long is the game out for? A month? 2 months almost?
a month.
a little.
Dude, it's
over.
closer to 2 months. I
It's
think.
not. It came out in
No,
October.
it's a little over a month. It came out end of October.
Came
thought
out
it came out-
October 28th. So it's been a month and
it's
3 days.
Okay, so it's been a month. Yeah, the loadouts still don't work. Still, if I want the loadouts to work and customize what my guns are, I have to restart the game half the time because it shows me my Warzone loadouts, and there's no way to fix it without restarting the game.
When was this? I've never had that issue.
Yesterday, dude, it didn't happen to me for 2 weeks, and
I
then
think it's because when they added in Warzone 2.0, it
No.
just destroyed the whole
no,
game.
because it happened
I
at
agree.
launch before Warzone was even in there.
I never had the issue.
I never had that issue.
Oh, wait.
some people don't have it. Some people just get
Wait,
it.
is it when it just? Oh, actually, I think I have had this issue, or just it brings back default loadouts randomly.
No, you hit customize loadouts.
Yeah.
Or you go to weapons, and then it's like custom loadouts, and it shows you your Warzone loadouts. Even at launch, it did this.
Oh,
and
you know,
and
yeah,
and
actually,
it's these random ass guns, and you're like, none of these are mine, and it's like, oh, it's the Warzone.
No, I
loadout.
take that back. I have had that happen to me a couple times.
Yeah, it still happens.
I didn't know they were Warzone loadouts. I just
Yeah.
thought they were the default.
No,
ones.
it's just stupid, broken, like, and they won't, and it's not fixed. It's like I've done 4 updates for the game since it came out, and for some reason it's still happening. Like, why is it happening?
Now, there's no way that, honestly, we can't look at a game, like any AAA game that comes out from a big studio, and be like, expect it to be finished, and that's so sad, and we've talked about it before, but it's like, it can't be a surprise at this point.
Dude, but it's like you already have 30 items in the store. Why do the loadouts not work?
Exactly.
Like, you're trying to sell me skins for $25, but I can't even customize my guns without restarting your game half the time because I click customize loadout and it brings me to Warzone. And I'm like, I don't play Warzone.
I'd like
Even
to
if
point
you don't,
out,
even if you don't have it installed before Warzone even launched, it would open your Warzone loadouts. It's like, I don't want this. It's stupid. I don't know. It really irks me because the game's been out for so long and they haven't fixed it.
I agree with you, but I'd also like to point out that none of this matters because they made $1 billion in the first 10 days of launch. So
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, and that's why they're not going to fix it because they don't have to because people still buy it.
Yeah, people keep consuming it. You know, it's just I don't know. It's kind of sad. I looked the other day. It was on in my YouTube recommended for some reason. Remember Battlefield 2042?
No, I didn't ever play it, but I know it was terrible.
Well, yeah, I never played it. Thank God I never pre-ordered that garbage. But they just added classes to it, and they just came out. They just added classes, and they just came out with one new map, and it's just like really like it's been over a year after launch.
which one? Which game?
2042.
Oh, that's free.
2042.
They're making it free for December, aren't they?
I don't think they ever gave anyone the refunds either.
Probably not. It's EA, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. Actually,
EA's been out of the crosshair for a while, but they're still a scummy company.
Yeah,
well, they got Jedi Survivor coming out in a couple months, so.
That's true. I am hyped for that one.
But that's also a
That's
That's also a
Yeah.
respawn game though.
Well, it's also a single player, so they
Respawn's
can't
always
like
good.
they can't like do. We're not gonna have to worry about like are the servers and the loadouts of the game working because
Well-
it's a single player game. Yeah, I mean knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, knock on
I was gonna
wood.
say I wouldn't hold it against them.
But I mean, okay, the only reason I have hope for that game is because the first one released without any issues. So
Well,
That's true.
I won't say it again. My PS4 was busted, but I had many. Like, it's still a great game, and I'm not really a big guy that's like hard on like if my game crashes or whatever, because at the end of the day, I just restart it.
but we also have to recognize that this is. It's not. I think it's EA's first game that's going to be Series X and PS5 exclusive. It's not going to be on the older consoles, which
Is it really?
yeah.
Oh,
which,
wow.
Which is going to be good because you guys seen I think it was Modern. Yeah, it was. Have you guys seen the footage of Modern Warfare on the Xbox One, and the PS4? It's
Oh
bad.
God, it must.
It's bad.
I mean, that's like
Actually?
this is a way throwback to 2015, all those years ago.
The
when
Black Ops
Black
3
Ops
on
3
the
dropped on the
360.
360.
Where it
I
was
can't
like half
believe
the
it.
content and just didn't work.
It was just the multiplayer, and it ran at like 480p.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I
Like-
forgot it came out for the PS3 and Xbox.
It was like watching a screen recording off of an old what is it, CRT monitor.
at 240p at like 8 FPS.
It was so bad.
Well, because these newer consoles have been just not available and not as many people have them as like the beginning of other starts. A lot of these gaming companies have released the games on the older consoles because that's where most of the players still are.
Right.
But you can tell that some of these games is kind of like holding it back.
They're not meant to run.
Like they're not meant to, like, or at least they can run, but they run very poorly.
I mean, dude, I tried to play Cyberpunk at launch on a Series X or on an Xbox One S.
That was a mistake.
Dude,
Not
it
your
ran
fault,
it
but-
ran so poorly. Like, it wasn't even like I didn't like. It's not like I was like, oh, I don't want to play it because it's like buggy and broken. I was like, I don't want to finish this because it's unplayable on this console at its current state. Because
It's not optimized.
you've got all the bugs and glitches that launch Cyberpunk had, and then it was also put onto an older console, so it just couldn't run it.
Though I do notice, because I do have a PlayStation 5, I noticed with some games, like recently I just replayed Batman Arkham Knight, and I do notice that even though like it's a PlayStation 4 game, there are some times where, because it isn't a PlayStation 4, it's a PS5, I noticed that it's been significantly buggier on the PS5. Not
Really?
saying... Yeah, I know, and it's weird to me, because it's an older game, but at the same time, like, yes, it can run PS4 games and, what is it, like the older games, but like it's not optimized for it, Versus like I load up Ragnarok or Ghost of Tsushima, and it runs so much better,
Really,
so much nicer.
The last gen games that I've played, at least on the new Xbox, seem to be nothing but an improvement because they still get the same frame rate boost. So they still go up to 60 frames a second, and it like they run a lot smoother.
I'm not like saying anything bad. It's just something because I've also played the game a lot, like multiple times. To be fair, I have it on disc. My discs could be messed up, but I did notice that was a little bit of a thing. Though there are a lot of games that play a lot better. Like
now you were talking about Arkham Knight.
Yeah, I was talking about.
Do you
Arkham
think
Knight.
it could just be buggy because it's old?
Oh no, that game is very. I mean, there are definitely some problems like the animations, especially when you go to do a takedown next to a wall. But no, don't even get me started.
It's like Fallout 4 when you can just use the power armor to morph through walls.
Okay, it's not that level of bad, but it's still especially compared to other games now that are just being released and have minor glitches, is a polished game.
That's true. Beyond that,
Did you
boys,
say-
like, what do you actually think of Modern Warfare 2 besides
It's
the bugs?
fine.
Like, do you actually like the game?
I've been playing it. Like, it's good.
I mean,
It's good enough. It's Call of Duty.
I've been playing it, but I only get on when like my friends are on. Where it's like even with like Modern Warfare, I'd get on just to level up by myself. The thing is, the biggest problem for me is how you, and this has been a common complaint, is how you level up guns. Like or how you get new guns, I say, or how you unlock them. Like I get the whole
progression
concept.
is so stupid.
Like I get the concept, and it's an interesting concept. But here I was like level 20, and I was still using the M4, and I wasn't unlocking any guns. And I was like, what the heck is this?
Dude, don't even get me started. I didn't get a red dot sight until I was level 48. And my friend's like, oh, well, then you're just using the wrong guns. And I'm like, I should be able to use whatever guns I want. Like, why do I have to? Like, I have 4 sights unlocked,
Like,
and I'm
it's
almost
the
prestige.
It's the most simple sight. The red dot is like the one that everyone unlocks first. Why does it have to be all the way at the end? But like I'm not.
There
even
are guns that you don't unlock an optic slot for them until like level 10. And it's like, bro, I don't want to use this gun with iron sights for that long.
Well, I remember I've already gotten like one of the flip like optics where it's like the ACOG and then like the holographic. I'm still looking. I don't even have the holographic sight.
To be fair, you go through the levels pretty quickly.
You do. That's true. That's very true.
And also, there's only 4 skins per gun. Think about like Black Ops 3, and there was like 50 per gun.
Yeah, but the challenges were all easy because you got a new skin at every 5th headshot.
No,
like
I know it's different. It's just like
yeah, new skate every.
it's just
that's
funny
true,
how
though.
Activision's like,
it
you know
was.
what?
It was like 15, 20, 35, 40. Like it was just like random multiples of 5, and that was the first 15 out of 20 camos.
No, it's just funny how Activision's like, yeah, we're not gonna do any of that now. Or I guess it's Infinity Ward, but it's like, yeah, we'll just do 4 camos.
Well, I like that it's cross progression though, because then like you can put like once you unlock a skin, you can put it on all your guns. Like I have the solid color pine, and I think it looks so clean. I just put that on all my guns until I get them gold, because the rest of the camos look like dog poopy. Like, no, I'm not gonna use the leopard print that I got from my Deagle.
You don't like the
Yeah,
leopard
they don't
print?
look that good.
No, there are like 110 camos in the game, and 90% of them don't look very good.
I feel like that's how it always is, though. You gotta have the couple good ones, and then everything else is gonna
I
be
know.
bad.
Like, there's good ones from the last game, but it's like, bro, I'm level 60 something, and there are guns I still haven't even unlocked.
I mean, yes, I don't like this game quite as much as 2019, but I think the 2 main reasons for that is the maps. They're missing, even though like both games suffer from the problem with these giant maps that just kind of suck. But at least Modern Warfare 2019 had it was like Kill House and Shipment and Rust. They had like those couple really good maps.
It launched with Shoot House is in the game now. It launched with
Yeah.
Shoot House,
Yeah.
and then the Shipment and
Did they add that to Modern
Shipment-
Warfare 2?
They added Shoot House to it.
Okay,
they'll
that's good.
they'll be adding Shipment and Rust because they're the only popular maps. Like, I don't understand. It's like this like the 21st Call of Duty game. Stop making new maps because people don't like them. You have good maps. Just release good maps with new guns. Like,
The other thing is the modes, and I'm still. Did they add gunfight yet?
nope.
Like, I'm
That's
still
one
waiting
of the
for
things
that.
I wanted. Like a lot.
That
I
was my
disappointed
favorite
when I was
mode
on
in
launch.
20.
Dude, we used to go crazy on gunfight.
It's so much fun.
We used to play it all the
it's
time.
so much fun.
Yeah, well, it's fun because it's like a really fast-paced, competitive 2v2.
Yeah.
You know.
But like, you're always getting different change of weapons and stuff like that. And it definitely was like for me, that was my favorite part of 2019 was gunfight. I remember I'd run that with friends, and it would get so competitive.
Gunfight custom.
Even though it wasn't like technically comp, it was like still you're like I want to beat these other guys.
Like, there was the other team. There's no way it was just two randoms. You always knew that it was like another party, and you.
Yeah, it was rarely. It was very rarely two random
Gunfight
people.
Custom was the most fun because you'd take the M4 and you'd give it that the 10-round magazine with like the huge bullets that was a 2-shot kill, and then you would just take the stock and the barrel off, and you'd have a little SMG that could kill people in one bullet if you were real close to them.
Well, the thing is that I liked
You just spray them down.
The other thing that I liked about it too is it really was randomized. Like I remember to be sometimes where literally we would have like this MG with all these like attachments and stuff, and I had a sniper rifle with a bunch of them. But then like the next time we'd have our fist and throwing knives and like a flash grenade.
Yeah. Yeah, or you'd get like a maxed out sniper rifle, and then the next round you'd get like a bare bones 1911.
What was my favorite? Or there was one time I got double incendiary shotguns. That was fun.
I don't know. Part of me though thinks that the old gunfight is like lightning in a bottle. I really don't know if that's something they can recapture in this game. Like,
Yeah, they can.
Right? Especially because there's so many like good maps, and those same maps were also made for private match 1v1s and local 1v1s.
And like I just don't know that it's gonna live up to the same.
It might not live up to it, but
Hype,
it was in Cold War, and it was still really fun in Cold War.
It was all right in Cold War, but that's also just because I didn't like
no,
I didn't like the guns
no,
as
no,
much.
no, you're wrong. Don't be like it's all right in Cold War. Like no, just because you don't like Cold War as much as that you're looking down gunfight. The game mode is unchanged. They didn't change anything.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I didn't like the maps or the guns as much.
Well, exactly, but that's Cold War's fault, not the game mode. So the game mode wasn't worse. It was just the game was worse.
The game mode, yeah. Therefore, the game mode was
But
worse.
this Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is much more similar in 2019 than Cold War was in terms of the maps and the guns.
That's true. I have to say though, I've been kind of shitting on them a lot. But I'll give them credit. I like the way that they integrated dolphin diving and sliding.
It is nice to have
like
dolphin
that, too.
diving back.
It's nice to have both options.
Yeah,
because
I
a lot
think
of
that's,
games
that's
it's
the way
like,
to do it going forward.
Yeah, because like the old COD games, it was like here's the dolphin dive, and then it went to the slide because of like the faster paced gameplay. But it's like it's nice that they figured out how to make it so that you have both options. I will say though, I played Zombie Chronicles the other day. Readjusting to hold B to slide is weird.
That is a little weird.
Because I'd be sprinting and I'd just tap B and crouch, and then I'd get down because I'd get swarmed because I was like, why am I crouched?
I actually played Black Ops 3 with my girlfriend recently, and that took me a minute to get.
It's a readjustment now playing.
It's
the
a
older
readjustment
COD
for
games.
sure. Speaking of other stuff that they changed, what do you guys think of third person mode?
I have not tried it.
I haven't done it yet.
So yeah, third person mode. It's interesting to me because normally when I think of like third person mode, I think of like cover shooters. And with cover shooters, it takes a lot of like peeking corners and stuff, and I think it's a lot more reactive. Where COD being a first-person shooter, it's kind of like there's that whole like rush of like trying to get like a UAV and I'm trying to go fast and like you know what I mean. And it's a lot less, I think, reactive. So it's kind of interesting when you mixed this sort of first-person or third-person shoulder swapping like gameplay or point of view into the gameplay because it like Oh, what was I gonna say? Crap. But I'm trying to say about the third person mode. I think it's a good idea, and I can appreciate that they're trying to change up like the gameplay and bring something new to the table. But for me, it just doesn't work.
Okay, I would agree with that because I understand that's a callback to the original Modern Warfare 2 where they had it, but I'm never gonna play COD that way. That's how I play like Battlefront 2, which is a totally different game, and is like the way the shooting and the way like the whole everyone interacts and the way the world. Like, it's just totally different.
Well, also
it works a lot better for that than it does for COD, which again you said is fast paced.
Well, I was also gonna say, isn't like in Battlefront 2, isn't the time to kill with weapons a lot slower?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but for the whole purpose of COD is move around, shoot, kill everything as fast as possible, die because you're gonna die a lot.
Right.
No, I found a way around that.
How?
It's called the Raw LMG, and it's a light machine gun chambered in 338 Lapua. It's a 2-shot kill, and it's got the same fire rate as the M60.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so you just slap a foregrip on that bad boy and the canted laser sight, and you're an unkillable god.
Oh,
I was getting merciless left and right on shoot house. Just use that gun. This is now a PSA. Just use that gun. It's broken.
So
I also got another PSA. I mean, most people probably know this, but if you look, I just looked up Modern Warfare 2, and the very first article is when is shipment coming to Modern Warfare 2, and it's dropping December 14th. So we got like 2 weeks, and then shipment's back. Except this time it's on an actual ship,
Ugh.
and it's at
yuck.
night.
Oh God!
It's at night.
Don't tell me they're gonna add the night modes back.
It's at night, and it's on
Dude,
like a
night
cargo
was the
ship.
night maps were the worst ones in the last game.
What was the Azir Cave?
Azir,
The
yeah.
worst map?
Let's play the cave map. Except you can't
my
see
gosh.
anything.
Or else, what was the other one? I forget what it was, but they did it at night. It was like not.
But I don't think this is like 2019 where it's like, oh, there's the day and the night version. I just think it's like, maybe it's not night. It's kind of like,
Evening.
it's like evening where it's like darker
dusk.
and it's like, it's not like it's pitch black, but it's like just like, it's
Okay,
not
that
daytime.
would be acceptable. I was gonna say I don't want to play.
They basically
I don't
just
want to play
added-
shipment with Nogs.
They just added a dark filter to the
Yeah,
the
not
map
like
to
that
make it look
either.
slightly different.
Well, that's fair. It'll
They
just
gotta
look
change
like
it
the
up
opening-
Even
somehow.
though the map is I think is probably gonna be identical. I
It'll,
can't
ju-
imagine.
it'll just look like.
Did they
the
change
opening
Shoot
to the
House at
last-
all?
No, they haven't.
No, they haven't.
Okay,
just
then-
like how it looks.
Okay, then I'm
Is it called
guessing
something
that.
different now?
Nope, still Shoot House. It
Just
looks.
your house?
The differences are marginal. It's basically the same map.
I'm gonna
anyway.
guess that it's gonna be the same thing with shipment then.
I don't know.
So-
It's on a ship. Because I know there was a Modern Warfare 1 map that was
But that's just
popular
the
that-
background. That doesn't change the map.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
the
I know
background.
there was a Modern Warfare 1 map that was on a cargo ship.
It was at night too, right?
Yeah, it was a night. It was a nighttime map, and it was like a bunch of cargo containers and stuff, but on a boat.
All right, well, they
That's
just
great.
combined the two. Then they added the background to that and just kept the map the same.
Well, I'm wondering if it's gonna be the boat map or if it's gonna be shipment. Because I mean, they're both good maps.
They're
No,
really
it
good
is
maps.
shipment. Like it is shipment. They show the whole map.
Oh, okay.
It is just like it's the same size, and they're calling it shipment. So
I love shipment. It's so fun playing in the kill box.
dude, 10v10, 10v10. When I had the shotgun, you just go around and murk everyone
Yeah,
with
oh,
the
yeah.
shotgun.
I remember.
Because
I
you were
had
guaranteed to see someone every 2 seconds.
The,
Not
what
even.
was it? I would just have the. There'd be a point where I just have the automatic shotgun, and I'd be so terrible. I'd have an RPG as a secondary, and I'd have the freaking Dragon's Breath rounds in it. And there's a
Dude,
point.
the Dragon's Breath. I remember those.
No,
Oh,
listen.
yeah.
There was just a point to where I just look walk around and just hold like fire and just like say a prayer. Because literally, people, I wouldn't even have to try. People would get crossfire. It's chaotic, and I love it.
Yeah, 10v10 shipment was fun. I especially liked when they would drop the double XP on it.
Yeah, that
So
was
it's like
crazy.
here's the unlimited XP glitch because you'd play hardpoint on shipment and the
Bro, you were
the
really
match
playing
would
with
last-
a rocket launcher though.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
By the time it would take you to pull it out, you'd already be dead.
That's not true. If you can get a safe spawn, then you're a god with the rocket
No, no,
launcher.
no.
'cause
You don't
It's like a
understand.
guaranteed triple kill as soon as you fire
Yeah,
it.
maybe. But the
AJ,
moment you fire it, you're dead. You can't respond.
You don't understand.
You're just dead.
What I would do is I'd immediately hit triangle.
It's like a
not
suicide
even
run.
think. I would hit triangle, look somewhere
much.
towards the ground or a wall, hit R2, die, and then kill like 3 other people.
I guess it's you're sacrificing yourself every time you just try to kill
That's the
groups of
mentality
people.
when you're doing 10v10 hard point with an RPG. And
Well, it keeps you
automatic shotgun.
it keeps you KD positive.
I
Yeah,
guess
yes.
it's just three kills for every death. You just keep
No,
killing.
Yeah.
But then when you spawn and you just get killed instantly, it evens out.
Well, you'd have to get
killed
lucky.
instantly like 6 times in a row, and then
You're-
you'd
you're
spawn
just
and go on a
praying.
25 kill streak.
You're just praying to the Activision gods that you get good spawns.
I get good
That's
spawns.
impossible. I've
No.
never once played a Call of Duty game where the spawns are actually good.
I think in this game though, I think the spawns are better.
No, they're not.
No, I disagree.
They're way worse.
I have gotten.
I'm not
I
saying
have
they're good,
gotten.
I'm saying they're better. And
No.
they're worse
That's
than every other
recency
game.
bias. That's just recency bias. We tend to
Yeah,
think that. Or let's
probably.
go. It's a little better. It's like, well, is it
It's
actually?
not.
Probably not.
Dude, I get spawn killed on the big maps. I get spawn killed sometimes in Invasion. I'm like, how?
What do you think of Invasion?
It's fine. It's basically Titanfall meets Battlefield.
Isn't it
it's
just
not as
conquest?
good
Isn't it literally
as
just
Titanfall.
conquest from Battlefield?
No, it's AI. There's
Oh, it's
AI.
AI.
There's AI and players you fight.
Oh, so
That's
it's
why I
like-
said Titanfall.
It's like what's it called?
attrition.
Operations. In Battlefield, because
It's
that has
more
all the
like
AI in it too.
Operations didn't have AI.
Yeah, it did.
No, it did.
It did.
No, it did. Not in Battlefield 1.
Pretty sure it did.
No, it did not.
Which
Trust
game
me.
am I thinking of?
I remember I was the kid that played like the 3-part operations on multiple
Dude.
maps. Those were so fun.
Dude, Jack was a hardcore Battlefield 1 player. There was
Oh
no-
my
there was
gosh,
no
I was
AI.
so
Battlefield
sweaty.
1 is a great game. Unfortunately, after then, that was the peak. all downhill from
What a
there.
shame. That was the only one I ever really got into as well.
Oh wait, did you guys see that Sony was referencing that in their lawsuits against Activision? Because they're claiming that Call of Duty is so big that Microsoft should not be allowed to own it. And that Battlefield as the next big competitor is garbage. And that is a reason why Call of Duty is so popular.
They make bad games, so this isn't fair.
Actually, I want to get Jack's opinion on this as the resident Sony pony expert.
Excuse me? You just called me a Sony pony?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It was just a joke.
Okay.
As the resident Sony expert, I want to get your opinion on the lawsuits that Sony is. They did like 5 different ones in different countries. They lost in Brazil, and there's one in the UK, and right now the whatever the commission that oversees mergers in the US is going to overview Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard to see if they'll allow it or not.
I just think it's like stupid because it kind of reminds me of like PUBG and Fortnite in a way where like the competition was like starting to beat them. They're like, oh crap, how can we retaliate back, right? Instead of trying to find a way to outdo the competition or keep up with them, they're like, nah, we're gonna assume with the law.
Yeah,
it's not really suing. It's just like trying to block.
That's so like, it's kind of like when I think for like Microsoft, that's like a great like business move, and it's like Sony. They have to find a way to combat that, like, or they have to do something that's just as like a lawsuit is like stupid,
Sony
childish.
did find a way to combat it. They went, I'm gonna tell mom on you.
No, but they
tell
got
the U.S. government to be like, please
this
stop
isn't
them.
fair. You can't have a monopoly because the other first-person shooters are bad.
I think we mentioned this. I think we mentioned this in the episode where we talked about the merger when it first was announced. The fact that people are calling it a monopoly is like, yeah, maybe the best you could do is stretch it to like, oh, it's like a monopoly of first-person shooters, which is still incorrect. But yeah, Call of Duty.
Because Activision makes the only one.
But just because Call of Duty is popular, but even with the acquisition, Microsoft becomes the 3rd biggest company, like video game company by like market share percentage. They leapfrog Nintendo from 4th and they go into 3rd, but they're still behind Sony and Tencent.
Well,
so it's not a monopoly.
The thing is, too, with Sony, like, I could totally see in the future, like, let's say Call of Duty's only on, like, Xbox and, like, PC. I could totally see Sony either coming out with a competitor. Like, I know they tried doing a first-person exclusive shooter called Killzone, which I think was...
I played that on the PlayStation 3.
I heard those. I never played it. Heard that supposed to be very good. But I could see Sony either one trying to do that and make it like COD. So like, oh, people stay on PlayStation.
It's not going to work.
It's not. You'd have to recapture Halo and make something new.
It's not possible. No, in today's day and age,
it is possible.
Brands, no, it's not
possible. It's totally possible.
You're never gonna have a Call of Duty like shooter that is anywhere that will be able to match Call of Duty.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. They have to do like Halo on the original Xbox, where that was the selling point. Is it was this new game that was very innovative.
But like, what are they gonna? How are they gonna differ?
I mean,
I don't know. If I knew how to innovate, I would be working at Sony.
But the biggest complaint.
This is why they keep doing all these lawsuits, because they're so afraid of losing Call of Duty that they're trying everything possible to keep it.
I think they just don't like that Microsoft's catching up.
Well, it's not about catching up. It's just that Microsoft has money and they can buy stuff like that, and Sony can't.
So listen, we've been talking a little bit about like COD and stuff like that, right? I think there's a lot of saying the stuff that we like is the same, right? I think what Sony needs to do if they want a chance at like making a good first-person shooter that'll keep like people playing like PlayStation.
They can't do that. It's an impossible task.
No, I don't think it's impossible. It's definitely challenging, but they either gotta
the Call of Duty brand is too strong, and because what you're thinking, this conversation over like they might be able to get like actual like gamers, like people that like follow the video game industry for doing that.
Not the Call of Duty players to stay with.
You have to remember, that's not the target audience here. Is casual gamers. Casual gamers buy Call of Duty. Someone who like just casually games, they buy FIFA, Madden, and Call of Duty. Like, those are the 3 games they buy. Or not like they might not buy all 3, but those are like the 3 most like casual games, and they buy like that once a year, and that's like the only video game they buy.
And to be honest, to play into Sony's favor here, they already have a lot of good exclusives, and I think they could come out with another exclusive. They wouldn't need to make a first-person shooter. The heyday of first-person shooters has kind of come and gone. That was much more late 2000s, early 2010s that first-person shooters were the game to play. Like Now games are a lot more varied, and there's a lot, you can play different stuff, and it's still good. Like, you're not playing garbage if you're playing a third-person shooter or, an action-adventure game or a more story-centered game.
Right.
Like, they don't need a flagship first-person shooter because, they're fun, but, like, they're not the pinnacle of gaming like they used to be.
Well, you have to understand that there's a reason Call of Duty's been the best-selling game every year since, like, since Black Ops 2. I think they've been the number one selling
Black
game.
Ops
Well,
2.
other than like
It's
things
been
like
over
Red
12
Dead
years
and-
of Call of
Yeah.
Duty being the number one game
GTA.
every single year. Even when Infinite Warfare, when like all the other games were doing really well, and that was like the lowest point of Call of Duty, it was still number one. Do you know why? Because guess what? All the casual gamers, people that aren't,
it's mass appeal.
people who aren't that, they don't follow the video game industry. They're just like their
They're
friends.
gonna buy the new Call of Duty.
Yeah, there's like their friends. Some of their friends get the new. Just go buy a new Call of Duty. I got an Xbox. I play it like twice a week. Me and my friends play Call of Duty. There's a lot more people like that than there is like people who like us who actually follow the video game industry and play a variety of games. It's the same thing with like people like play I think I mentioned this before. Like there's a lot of games where people just play that one game, like Destiny.
Okay. Also,
There's a lot of Destiny players that just play Destiny or League of Legends. They just play League of Legends, nothing else.
I've also interacted with a lot of casual gamers that casually, they like to play single player games. They like to because they're just playing casually.
That's rare.
I wouldn't say it's rare.
It is rare because if you look at game sales, single player games are never that high on the list because it's always multiplayer games that like have mass appeal. Single player games like that just don't have mass appeal.
I don't know. I don't know. I would
God
say
of War Ragnarok's not gonna be anywhere near the top selling game.
Ragnarok just sold.
It's gonna sell a lot, but if we compare it to something like Call of Duty, it's just not gonna be comparable.
I'm not trying to talk about sales. I'm saying that a lot of casual gamers I've met, their favorite game is not Call of Duty. Their favorite game is like they like Doom Eternal or like Fallout or something like that.
I think this is a bad.
And that's what they play casually. They go to their 9 to 5, they come back and they play a game like that.
I think that's totally fair, but also that would be people that we interact with. We don't really interact with the casual person who just plays Call of Duty. We don't have friends like that, so we're a bad example to use.
Well, so
It's like, yeah, friends of ours might be a more casual Fallout player. That's rare. That's not the norm.
Well, I wouldn't say it because I have some friends where some of them get on just like they aren't big gamers, but they'll get on either like I have one right now. When he gets on, he plays Ragnarok. But then I have another friend already gets on. He plays this game called Rogue Company or Call of Duty. And he just does that.
Actually, I forgot to mention the other king of casual gaming, which would be GTA 5.
Yeah.
I would say GTA 5 and Call of Duty are the two kings of casual gaming. That's what every middle schooler and high schooler just plays. All their friends play it, and a lot of casual. Those are the two casual games.
Yeah.
Nothing else is close.
Yeah.
Oh, and Fortnite.
I don't know though.
Fortnite in the mix too. Those are the top three. I don't think, and I guess I'll just say battle royales because I think Apex too.
Where exactly do you draw from that casual gamers are not playing the single player games? I'm just curious. Where is it that you like get this notion from?
What do you mean in terms of just like the popularity? Like like these single player games like
Ragnarok
and stuff.
You're talking about sales, but what if a lot of those single player games that are selling to the casual audience? Because to be honest, Call of Duty isn't fun for casual gamers anymore. With skill-based matchmaking and stuff, it's not fun. Like I have to.
How would you know? You're not you. How would you know?
Because every time I get on, I have to sweat hard if I want to have fun. Or you don't get
are
kills.
not an example of someone who can be like you can't use you anecdotally like this is how I play as an example of how other casual gamers are experiencing the game. You have no idea.
No. But what I said earlier is I know quite a few casual gamers that they prefer to play games like their favorite. The two I can think of off the top of my head of favorite games is Doom Eternal and Fallout 4.
I'm saying the people you are friends with are not the casual Call of Duty player.
Yes, but they're casual gamers. They play casually, and they prefer to play single player because it's more at your own pace. It's less competitive. It's more enjoyable. There's a story and stuff.
That's not what I'm saying, though.
Well, so people also like the thing is what you're saying was right. How you have to sweat, it can get competitive. Really, any online shooter. A lot of people like to play single player. I'm not saying action adventure, but a lot of single player games that are immersive, whether it be like a story game or like something like, I don't know, like The Sims or something, where it's not like immersive, but they get immersed. because video games are like our escape, right? Some people, they want to get home from a long, stressful day of work or school or whatever, and they just want to tune out and go, I'm going to enjoy a story. I'm going to enjoy building my house in this game. You know, they want to get lost in that. So I do think single-player games are...
You guys are missing my point entirely.
What exactly
You guys
is
missed
your
my
point?
I'm not saying players like that don't exist. I'm saying for every one player that you just described, there's 5 Call of Duty casual players.
I wouldn't say Call of Duty is not a casual game. It's a social.
It
It is a social game.
Yes.
You
But
play it with your friends. You don't play it
No,
casually.
I know, but-
because casually playing.
no,
would
but there's
mean-
still a lot of people who play like Call of Duty casually. In terms of they'll play it a couple times a week, maybe like for an hour or two with their friends at night when they get home from school.
But you can't. Everybody,
Just because that's
no.
how you've experienced the game does not mean that's how they.
But
experience the
everything
game.
I've seen about people that try to play casually after they go to, they're 9 to 5 and they play 2 or 3 times a week, they can't play more than 2 matches because it's not fun. Because they play with their friends who don't play casually.
And you could make that argument and say this is why this Call of Duty is not as good.
So they opt for something else.
But
That's what I'm saying. Elden Ring is a casual game.
No, it is not.
Tons of people play that casually.
A lot of people definitely picked up that game
I've
compared
worked
to.
for a bunch of people that play it casually. They're like, yeah, I'm still in Limgrave, but I've been having fun.
Okay,
there's lots of people in my work that are like that too.
I think the pool you draw from is your friends that all like play video games. Like they play
I'm not
them and they've
I'm
all.
not drawing
they all
from my
complete
pool. I'm
games,
drawing from the
but-
fact that Call of Duty made $1 billion in 10 days.
Yeah, that's also international, isn't it?
I'm not
Right?
I'm not talking. Yeah, but you're right. But we're not talking about just America here.
That's true.
I never specified saying I'm talking about just America.
That's true, but I feel like single player games probably sell better here.
I would disagree with that. I think they're probably way more popular in like places like Japan than here.
No, I think a lot of games that are popular in Japan are probably more like local like multiplayer games, because I know like in Japan they're a lot more about like just look at Nintendo. Like all their systems are like centered around having multiple people play next to each other. Here,
Yeah, but their games are more local multiplayer, not like
That's what he said.
online multiplayer.
that's exactly what
Oh.
I'm saying though. You know,
Yeah, I don't know. I would disagree with that because like Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, like those are single player games. You don't need anyone
But
else for those.
Call of Duty also has that mass appeal around the world,
Like
where-
Europe
where
and
there,
stuff.
No, and also like places like South America, where it's like, to be honest, there are places where people have less disposable income. They're probably going to be more inclined to buy Call of Duty because they can play. Because they can play with their friends and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Well, I'm just saying the single player games probably sell better here because there's more disposable income and more free time.
Okay, if we're comparing it to like South America, then yes, I would agree with that.
People in Japan have less free time.
so
Why would they have less free time?
What do you mean? They tend to work more, like as a culture.
One thing that I will say to AJ2, like, let's just not look at Call of Duty though. Let's look at like NBA and like FIFA.
I mentioned those as examples too.
No, listen.
Again, you can Call of Duty. It's going to be Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden, NBA,
And
GTA,
basketball.
Fortnite. All of those games I just mentioned are the casual games that people play.
Because those are games that are played also all around the world. Not just like in games, but those are games that everyone like plays. So I understand that. But also, if you look at like the interface and stuff, like I think of COD, you can play cross-platform. It's accessible, just like why Fortnite is so popular.
Yeah.
It's accessible. Some of these single-player games, especially, I can understand like Ghost of Tsushima or the Arkham games, right? It can take a little while to understand those mechanics. Whereas in COD, it's like I've been playing the same bit fundamental like with controls since like 2000 something, and I can pick it up and understand it. You pick up NBA, you can understand basketball. Someone has to teach you controls, but it's just it's a similar it's always been a similar experience. That's why those games are so popular, because yes, when they come out with a new one, they innovate a little bit, but at the end of the day, anyone can pick it up because they know like how to play the game.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
So I agree with that point, but the other reason why I say that action adventure single player games are still very popular, and I think some casual gamers do buy it, is because one, hype, but also
Reason like my friend, I have my friend, he literally never played any other game. He bought it because of the hype, and then played it for a bit and then stopped because there's the hype. So many players bought Elden Ring because of the hype.
Well, but then there are other people who like they get sucked into a game and then they'll still play it through time. Maybe they'll never beat it, which is also why I'm a big advocate for having these games that are not like hundreds of hours long. Like I think like Jedi Fallen Order is a great one where it's like if you just go through this main story, don't go for the collectibles, it's like 15 hours. Because you have to think about it, a lot of people who are into Star Wars are older. They're not going to have as much time to get into, playing a 40, 60, 70 hour game, you know? So I think a lot of single player games, they even appeal more to a wider audience, I guess. I feel like good direction to go in is to kind of like limit the how long an essential campaign is.
I guess you can make that argument, but my final point is basically, like, yeah, a single player game can't have the appeal a multiplayer game has because we're just humans are social. We want to play multiplayer games. That's just going to have a broader appeal objectively.
That's true.
And all of these companies, again, like I said, I'm not saying that there's casual single player gamers don't exist. They obviously do, but again, for every one of those players, there's 5 that just play Fortnite or Call of Duty or GTA. And these companies, guess who they're going to cater to? Look at Rockstar.
Mm-hmm.
No GTA 6. You want to know why? Because there's so many casual gamers who play GTA 5 and just keep buying shark cards every year for the new update.
Hey guys, we missed the mark completely.
What?
None of these games are casual games.
All right, what is?
None of these even fall into the realm of casual games. Casual games dominate for preferred game genre.
Be
casual.
mobile.
63%. It's mobile games.
Oh yeah.
We don't know any real casual gamers because they're all playing mobile.
Yes, obviously mobile game is the ultimate. I was talking just console games for my argument, but yes.
I looked it up. I looked most popular games on console, and it went the most popular thing among casual gamers is the casual genre. And I went, oh, what's the casual genre? It's mobile games.
Well, yeah, obviously like mobile game, like Call of Duty mobile, Apex Legends mobile, Fortnite mobile. That's where.
No, those weren't even in the top 15.
No, like Candy Crush.
Like Candy Crush Saga and Subway Surfers.
That's because your grandma probably plays Candy Crush.
Subway Surfers is the most popular one worldwide. That's the most popular casual game.
That's a fun game.
At least
that's not the most popular mobile game.
At least that's what
that's a fun game.
Morning Consult said.
If we're looking at most popular mobile games, Call of Duty Mobile is definitely up there.
Or sorry, Tech Jury said that.
Genshin Impact's in that mobile.
Hey Jay, could I go back to a thing they asked me a while ago?
I'm going to ignore Brendan's point because, yes, obviously mobile games are more casual because think about how many people own phones compared to an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Xbox, right.
It's you cannot compare them.
But, AJ, I was just going to say, go back to what you originally asked me about Sony and, like, Xbox and what...
I was going to say, do you think Xbox or Microsoft will make Call of Duty exclusive? Or are they not willing to sacrifice the player base that it has? Because PlayStation is Call of Duty's largest player base.
Well, I could see it really going either way.
Let me rephrase that. Because they promised not to. Do you think they're going to keep their promise?
Honestly, I mean, I don't know. I think the more Sony keeps pushing this lawsuit, I think they will. But, and because so many people, I think more people do own a PlayStation. So, like, they're going to lose more than, if that's even, like, that's going to be at least more than half of the people that play Call of Duty. You know, people are going to be outraged, right? So if that happens, either, like, if they take away COD from PlayStation, Sony has to either A, make a competitor, which I don't think they're going to be very successful at, or B, they got to find a way to skew a different type of game onto the PlayStation. Like, their best-selling exclusives are all single-player, story-based action-adventure games, right?
Yeah,
they need to find making more exclusives. Maybe, like, they're coming out with a racing game, but maybe a new platformer, or they have horror games, too. But
to be fair, they need a racing game to compete with Forza.
That's true. But, like, they need to come out with a shooter, maybe a third-person shooter. They got to start making exclusives in other genres if they are going to be able to want to not compete, but they're going to have to find a way to separate themselves.
I agree with you, except they're not going to do that because just like Nintendo, Sony is a bunch of really old people, that run the company, and they're never going to deviate. They're out of touch, and they're basically they're like, look at these single player action adventure games as the console seller, and that's their only purpose. Because Call of Duty is going to make more money for them. They know that. Mm-hmm. They take that 30% cut, and they're going to make a ton of money from that.
Which is why not? Because Call of Duty does make so much money. I think even if
And that's why we said that. That's why Microsoft and Activision and Rockstar, all these companies pander to those gamers because they're like, why should I make a really good new Call of Duty when people are gonna buy it anyway and make $1 billion?
So, and that's why I think with like, if Microsoft was to just put out on Xbox, there'd be such a giant outrage. And
I don't think they will. I don't think they're gonna break their promise. I think they'll keep it on PlayStation.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think they'll keep it on PlayStation because the outrage and people like, there is no way that Call of Duty itself, even if everyone does have their own PlayStations, I mean, Fortnite's still on PlayStation. NBA and
basketball.
And basketball, my favorite one.
The best game. Now, if Activision was to buy that, or Microsoft was to buy that, oh my goodness.
Microsoft took it off their store. It was only on a Microsoft store.
Oh, I know. But what was I gonna say?
They're not gonna make it Xbox exclusive. What they might do is they might put it on Game Pass, but that would also be taking a huge loss in sales. Yeah, I mean, Microsoft's willing to take a hit on a lot of games on Game Pass, but I don't think Call of Duty is one of them.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
A lot of those games on Game Pass are like indie and single player and stuff. I don't think they're really taking a huge hit because I don't think they're games that would really sell really well without Microsoft's advertising. Like, I mean, even Slime Rancher, I don't know if that would have gotten as big as it has without Game Pass.
No, right? I mean, it may be.
Well,
the first game was still pretty popular because of YouTubers.
That's true. That's true.
And it was only $5. So it wasn't like that much of a...
It wasn't like mega expensive or anything.
No. But at least Battlefield 2042 is on Game Pass now.
Hey,
so everyone can enjoy it. Yay!
Yeah, well, I'm buying an Xbox.
That's because on Game Pass they finally integrated the EA Plus Pass or whatever the hell they call it, because they really thought for a second people were gonna pay for only EA games as a subscription separately. I was like, bro, are you for hilarious.
Real? All right, I think it's time we wrap up. Before we wrap up, I just need to get Jack's one sentence opinion on this to keep it short, and that is, why do you think Elden Ring is gonna win Game of the Year over the garbage trash that is God of War Ragnarok?
You are just completely wrong. Ragnarok will take it home. I don't know what you're talking about and what you're smoking.
No, I'm not. I know they will because IGN's gonna vote for it, but should it?
Should it?
Should it?
Should Ragnarok
Should
win?
it be Elden Ring as Game of the Year? I just want your opinion.
Yes.
Okay, you're wrong.
No, you're just completely wrong. Come on.
Bro, it's literally just God of War.
Come on,
it's literally just God of War.
Listen.
It's just like, hey, let's just do more of it.
Homeboy. We forgot about the third contender.
He hasn't played it. Bro, there's no shot you're gonna pick God of War Ragnarok over Elden Ring.
Okay, listen. I've been liking the first God of War. If I believe you that this is a genuine improvement over it.
It is.
I think both games are good, but part of me is kind of rooting for Elden Ring just because it's accessible across both consoles.
Right.
Like, it's an extremely good game, and everyone can play it. Like,
yeah, it is kind
that's the only thing is, like,
it's kind of annoying when an exclusive wins.
It'd be cool for God of War to win Game of the Year because I'm sure it's a good game, but also, like, that's kind of a bummer because, like, not everyone can play it then.
The thing is,
everyone can play Elden Ring, and it's already a very popular game, and it's a really good game, that caters to pretty much every play style you can imagine, so I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards that just on that aspect.
Right.
Just as far as, like, access goes, that everyone can play it.
Right. I get that. And at the end of the day, like, if these games came out on, like, a separate year, I think it's pretty obvious that both of them could take home Game of the Year. Right?
Yeah. Oh, these are definitely probably the best two contenders we've had for a Game of the Year in a while.
Let's just not forget there's the third person there is probably going to win a ton of awards. Stray
should win. Honestly, I think Stray should win out of all of them, but I know the stupid, terrible garbage, like, not the journalists themselves, but, like, the companies, they're not going to vote for Stray even though they should.
Well, also, just because God of War and Elden Ring are, like, they're AAA. They've sold so much more than Stray. But I would be like, it's not going to happen. I'd be pleasantly surprised if Stray.
I hope Stray.
It's not going to, but I would
Stray
love
at least wins a couple awards.
It's going to win the indie awards. It's going to win the indie ones.
It'll definitely. No. I want to see it win something other though.
Like, I hope it does too.
Like innovation. I hope it wins. I hope it wins innovation.
It's not nominated for that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. I saw it's nominated for that. I think it'll definitely.
We have a long-time listener here. He pays attention to what we say.
I take it back. I don't remember.
Jack be vibe checking us when we say something. When we contradict ourselves from a previous episode.
Dude,
he's like, you guys never said that.
I think that's hilarious. I want to. Jack should just compile a list every time we've contradicted ourselves.
We'll do that next episode.
Yeah, next time Jack will come prepared, and it'll just be a clip show of every
Wait,
time we've
wait.
contradicted
Hold on,
ourselves
hold
or
on,
been wrong.
Hold on, Brendan. Unlike every other time, we haven't done our advertisement for cigarettes yet.
Yeah, buy cigarettes, kids.
Buy those
boy.
Newports.
Yeah, boy.
Newport Joe.
Newport Joe.
We're definitely not sponsored.
We're coming in
but-
on the last minute here, boys. We're trying to keep it under an hour.
Alright,
Jack,
alright,
you got 43
no,
seconds.
1 second. 1 second.
Hey, we're trying to keep
Chill.
this under an
I know,
hour, bro.
we're
We're at 59:12. We gotta hurry
Stop
this
talking.
up.
Let me finish. All right. The one thing I'm gonna say before we end is that Elden Ring has to win because God of War beat out Red Dead Redemption 2 for Game of the Year.
That's true,
year.
and that is a crime.
And that was a
not a
crime.
crime.
So we need to
debate.
we need to balance out the universe
That's
by
true.
having Elden
Yin
Ring
and
beat
yang.
this game.
We're coming in close. You got 30 seconds here, Jack. Everybody, thank you for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. We're keeping this one under an hour, Jack.
Please.
We got
Jack,
it. We got it.
We got it. Jack, you get a final word. Jack, you got
Don't.
one word, and you got
No, don't-
17
no,
seconds.
it has to be
Think of
your
something good.
own word.
Trust me on this one. Jack, what's
Alright,
the last word
thanks
of the
for
episode?
listening,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone, for listening. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Jack, what's the word?
Peggy Farter.